Hey, what's going on? In this video, I want to talk about why people travel. I got some really cool ideas from this book called The Art of Pilgrimage, The Seeker's Guide to Making Travel Sacred. I also want to talk a little about making some money uh, so that you can travel and time too, which is what people don't usually have a lot of. Before I get started, down below in the description, there's a link, and if you do click on it, there's education and training on how someone can really make the most amount of money using the internet and social media and all those platforms. Now, have you ever longed to just kind of pick up and just go someplace, start new and be like, get the hell out of here. And to me, I'm the younger brother, so I've always kind of had the itch, the urge, and for adventure and kind of being, marching to my own drum beat rather than constantly march to somebody else's drum beat. So I've always had that urge myself, and I've traveled around India, Southeast Asia. I even hiked some of the Pacific Crest Trail, which was a really great experience for myself. And I always wondered, well, why is that? Why do people get the bug or the itch? Have you ever thought about that? Well, in this book, there's some great ideas. One saying that I really like is that the longing may be the stirrings of remorse that we're not living up to our potential. And all the answers are within us, but such is our tendency towards forgetting that we sometimes need to venture to a faraway land, tap into our own memory. Going someplace new and looking at how other people live their life, which is different than ours, gives us perspective. So basically, we're not always right. And, it's a great education, especially traveling overseas, which I think more Americans should do, as I'm living in the United States right now. Really just opens up your eyes to one, there's a lot of poverty out there, and also that other people live their life very differently than us, and it's easy. And sometimes there's always the saying about the arrogant Americans. I guess there's some truth to that. We like to think we're really good or better than everybody, but we're not in some. I mean, some places, they got better systems than us, and it's just every area has their ups and downs, really. Uh, I like another really good quote, which I'm gonna share with you. We learn a lot about ourselves when we travel, and the reasonable person adapts himself to the world. Adapt. The unreasonable person tries to adapt the world to himself. So when you travel, it really is good for yourself because you have to adapt yourself to all these different cultures, languages, and things. People do things differently than you do when you go to their territory, their turf. Okay. Another really great quote. Unless you leave room for serendipity, and I didn't know what the hell serendipity meant, so I had to look it up. It means the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. Unless you leave room for serendipity, um, how can the divine enter in? So the beginning of the adventure to find yourself is losing your way and getting lost, and sometimes admitting that I don't know what the hell I'm doing is sometimes the best thing to do. Kind of like Socrates. The one thing he said, the one thing I do know is I know nothing. Uh, Another really cool idea about this book that I learned is that after packing what you want for your pilgrimage, your journey, get your luggage together, just sit on your luggage for 30 minutes. Just don't go anywhere. Just sit there. Do nothing. Because if you forgot something, it's going to pop up in your brain. And if you didn't, then you'll be at peace. But if you kind of like leave at the last second and you just hurry up and go to the airport, it's going to be too damn late when you're at the airport to come back and get anything. So it's a great idea when it comes to packing, I thought. And one of the most valuable things for myself is actually talking to people in other countries and getting their stories, their experiences. And one of the coolest things that happened to me, and some people don't think it's cool, but I thought it was great, was going to in Cambodia and going to jail. And I was, you sit around this jail cell with a bunch of other guys, and the couple of us some really good stories. Like, whoa, this one guy was from Great Britain, UK, and he kind of moved over here to Cambodia, and he actually started working at a bar, one of the biggest bars in Chinookville, the beach area, and he ran the bar, and then he started his own bar. He wanted to give to his girlfriend, but you can't own real estate in Cambodia. You only can own like 49%, something like that. But he basically got it for her, and then he started, selling drugs, and he was making all this money. And guess what happens? The locals were like, "What's that foreigner making all this money for?" And they got all jealous, and bam, he got nailed and went 3 years in the big prison system in Cambodia. Kind of like the saying, the nail pops up, boop, comes right back down. And he had a really, really cool story, and I can relate to him, what he was going through at some point too. Uh, Anyways, I think both some guys can. Love, blinds us, and we can do some dumb things because of love. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, there's another really good quote in this book, which I thought was really, really good too. Is that the secret of life is to have a task, something you devote your entire life to, something you bring everything to every minute of the day for your whole life. And the most important thing is it must be something you cannot possibly do. Just like a dog chasing a bone, and I think I was also listening to a very good YouTube video interview between Tim Ferriss and Gary Vaynerchuk. Tim Ferriss wrote the book Tribe of Mentors. He's got a podcast, which is good. Gary Vaynerchuk is super wealthy and he's growing a lot of stuff online. He's wrote a couple books too. But it was a really great interview. And Gary Vee talks about how he's been an entrepreneur his whole life, and if he's not, he'll go crazy. Supposed to him, and so he is kind of nervous. What he said in the interview about basically promoting something that may not be best for people, being an entrepreneur, and some people think that it's either getting a full-time job or being an entrepreneur. That's it. And that's not true. There's a big wide spectrum there. You can have a job and do something on the side, like a side hustle, to make some extra money. And a classic example of that would be the founder of Fubu, who worked at Red Lobster forever until his Fubu brand took off. All right, but also being the number one guy at a startup, shit could suck. So Gary Vee is always thinking about, well, you could be the number 6 guy at Facebook, or you could be the number 1 guy, at the startup. And sometimes being the number 1 guy at a startup is not the best choice, being an entrepreneur, which makes a lot of sense to me too. And sometimes you need life to save you from what you want, to provide you with what you need. That's another really great quote that they said in that interview, which I wanted to share with you. That was really cool. Kind of like when bad things happen, sometimes they're not necessarily bad. It's how you look at them. Kind of like if you think you have it tough, imagine for a second like your whole family, everybody in your family just dies in some crazy car accident right now. Bam, how would you feel? Put everything in perspective. All your little problems, money, you lost money here, this deal went south, doesn't mean crap really in the general, of things. Another good thing, which I thought was great, was Tim Ferriss had a great idea about people, if they want to be entrepreneurs or if you want to make some money on the side, is to ask everyone you buy something from for a 10% discount. Just do it. And the reason he recommends that is to get out of your comfort zone and just become uncomfortable. I thought that was pretty funny. And I do that as it is sometimes, But I thought that was a pretty good idea. But the conversion numbers were really good, big. It was like 70% people, okay, I'll give you a discount. People don't ask, And Gary Vaynerchuk recommends everyone buy something cheap, like from the dollar store, and like try to resell it. And he's the guy that used to go to houses and pick their flowers and then try to like resell them back. Like, here you go. Not the very ethical thing, but I thought, but he's an entrepreneur. Bam, creates a job right there, creates an opportunity. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Shark Tank, which is a great show. People pitch their ideas on products. But one of the most common questions I hear is, sounds good. Have you sold one yet? Some people have these great ideas and crap, and But if they haven't sold one, it's just like, yeah, sell a few of them. It's not easy. And when I think about internet marketing, and because I've been in internet marketing for a very long time, that's the most hardest part is the part where someone takes their money and then gives it to boom you. It's like very difficult. And if you do want to get into internet marketing, affiliate marketing, make money on the side using social media, which could be a good thing, I think a very positive thing, and social media is very powerful. It can be. Is if you want interested in that, I highly encourage you to click this link below. The reason why is because the guy that does it, Michael, he's really, really good, good, great at not only these social media platforms and how you can make someone can really get the most traffic and exposure from them, but also the most important thing is the sales funnel. Yeah, the converting part, which is what I've struggled with personally for years and years, right? I just sucked at it. So he's really good at that, and he can really kind of guide you, educate you on how you can, on how to convert people and take their money, basically. And so, if you are interested in internet marketing, that's the first place to go. I can't recommend it enough. I feel great recommending it, and if I don't, I feel like a douchebag if I don't mention it to you because it's that good. Okay, so click on that link if you're interested. And I wish you the best and hope this video helps some people. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button. Take care and adios and bye.